The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sciforror Film Podcast. This is another extra episode to our normal stuff, and this time I am talking to Bekim Vanbosche, who is the director of the film L'Enfant, or The Child, which I saw at the Romford Horror Film Festival. Hi Bekim, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Now, usual thing I normally start with people with these sort of things. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about how you got to where you are now as far as filmmaking is concerned.
Oh, that's a long story. I'm Bekim Vanbosche. I live close to Brussels, in a little village. And I was always a movie fan, a movie freak. I talk only about movies when I was in my youth. I had like the Disney VHS even when I was a kid, and growing up, I got to become fan of a lot of science fiction, fantasy, and horror films, like things that like Alien, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, all those things. So, and little by little, I grow into loving movies, but making them too, but making them not like in a professional, like in a childish way. I had a little camera and with my brothers and friends, those who wants to do it.
Right.
Uh, we make little shorts that never got finished, or like little tests that we did. And then I got in film school. And after 3 years of film school, I went working because they didn't let me pass because my movies were not that great. But looking back now, I understand. That's part of growing up, but I never give up. And I start working on film sets, and there I learned so much about filmmaking, every part of it, like every department, each one which job they need to make a movie. And then I make I make before I start working one very short one, 3 minutes missing love without dialogue, two actors, and I was crew. And then I make L'Enfant, the child, where I use like a professional crew of people I knew. They were young and old people, fun crew. I love them a lot, and we make together the L'Enfant, the child. Uh,
Okay. So when did you actually make L'Enfant?
it was in Well, making the movie, like shooting,
Yeah.
2023 May.
Okay.
Yeah, end of 2023. End of May 2023. We shoot it for 5 days. And there's one scene, the nightmare scene, as you recalled, that I shot it separately alone with my own camera. So there was another day separately because I had to make the props for that. So yeah.
Right. Right. Um, so uh where did the idea for the film come from? Where did you actually get that idea for the story?
Well, there are different IDs. A lot of people say Rosemary Baby. A lot of people say that, and I understand. And it's a great movie from Roman Polanski. It's a very it's a good movie. It's like a pregnancy horror movie. That's the basic of
Yeah.
every pregnancy horror movie. But the idea come actually from I'm a big fan of Lovecraft works. And my problem with most Lovecraftian films, not all, most of them, they do a two creature feature, like the big monster. No, it's something you cannot comprehend.
Yeah.
That's the fear, like the fear of the unknown, something you cannot comprehend. So it's a lot of Lovecraft, but also there's a video game which is based on Lovecraft called Bloodborne, and I have a lot of inspiration from that.
Right. Right.
But also, the mother instinct is the main theme of the movie, and I wanted originally there was a girl I know, and I will try to camouflage a story because I don't have her permission to say her name or stuff like that. So I will camouflage some stuff. She was an actress who went away from acting, went away in another country, then came back, and she wanted to get back to acting again. So I wrote it for her like character-based story, but I love horror and stuff like that, so I mixed that up. And then she didn't want to do the movie anymore. She wanted to go back again where she was happy. So good for her. So that's how I start writing the story. And also, so character based, and I want to use a mother instinct because also the idea from, okay, imagine that your child is the end of the world. You can save a lot of people with it. Will you kill it or not? It's still a baby.
Yeah.
Um, so that weirdly human conflict, because that's fun with horror, science fiction, or fantasy. You can put, how can I say that? A lot of themes that you cannot discuss or in a normal drama movie, for example, which is drama. It's still drama, but on a level or quite symbolic.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to use that mother instinct because I hear a lot of stories about my own mother or other people. Like something I hear about people that some women who do abortion, and I'm not talking about pro or against abortion. I'm just talking about what I hear. That some mothers count their abortion. If some people ask how many children you have, some
Yeah.
women count them with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's still that motherly instincts. And also, I hear that, and I find that very interesting for horror films because people in horror movies we like torture people,
Mm.
and one of them is C-sections. That back in the days, in the 40s and even before, C-section will be done, but they didn't have the same anesthesia as now,
Yeah.
so we suffer much more. And I thought that would be very interesting to put all those. Hey, it was a great mix for that story too. I could use that in that story,
Yeah.
so we use that moment also in the story.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can see that.
Mhm.
The thing that one of the things I will say is right from the outset, from watching the film, I was struck by the atmosphere and the cinematography because it seemed to right from the beginning, it seemed to be right there. You kind of like it drew you into the film right at the beginning. Was that did you have somebody working on the cinematography, or was that yourself that kind of
Well, kind of. So, the thing is, like, first of all, I want to make a short movie that looks like a feature.
yeah
That was the main goal of that movie. Because to be honest, like, I think everybody who makes shorts wants to be a feature movie director.
yeah
And so I want to show, look, we can do it. Uh, but it's like the idea also making that movie is like an calling card. Like, look what we can make. Please sponsor or please work together for next projects for features. So that was the idea, and I draw the storyboard myself. Most of the shots I had in mind. I say most because uh, always something happened and we have to change shots. It happened on every set. I've worked even as PA, like not even on my shows, like on professional Belgian movies that I work with. I saw last one, we have to change a shot. There's a problem, and that's being a director finding solutions.
Yeah, yeah.
But the story the story we had I won't I will say the names because they are in the credits, and they deserve all the work because they did a great job. First, first we're gonna shoot with my own camera and Canon R6 because I want to do. I don't have all the budget, but I was thinking if I rent cine lenses on it, it will look great. And the thing is, Jan van de Busche, and a very nice man and good man. He will be the original DP, the director of photography, and he saw my storyboard, loved it. But he's more a lightning DP. I mean, he did a lot of. He was a gaffer on many sets and commercials. That's
Right.
where I meet him, and we talk about making a movie together, and that's how we got in. And he calculated the lightning, and he had already a lightning crew ready for the movie and explained to them already, look, we're gonna do this.
Right.
What happened like 1 week before shooting, I called him because first little questions, stupid questions, and I didn't have news, nothing. I keep calling. Wait, I was waiting, keep calling, nothing. Until moment he answered me and said, "I'm in the hospital."
Oh,
Yeah, so I hang up, and okay, no worries. And then he texts me that he had like he's been diagnosed with a thrombose. Uh,
all right.
yeah, but in the end was he didn't have it in the end. So it was a little bit weird, not from his part, but the hospital part. But
Yeah,
luckily, he's safe and healthy. That's the most important.
yeah, yeah.
So uh, I know when I hear that, I won't have him on set. So I I call many DPs that I know, even very famous Belgian DPs. I call. I know they didn't have the time, but I'm like, can you give me at least a name or a number that you know of somebody?
Yeah.
Like everybody. And then I call Norman Bartz. He's a very good actor and DP. He do both, which is great because I want to do. Actually, it was very good. I had him in the end because I want to do an acting based movie, and he is an actor, so he understands that too.
Yeah.
And so I called him and I said, "Look, Norman, I'm making a movie. I have that problem." He said, "I understand. I'm free." I'm like, "Okay, great." He said, "Send me everything, like the storyboard, the screenplay, uh, the shot list, and everything what you have, kind of material." I say, "Okay, no problem." I sent everything, and he, after 2 hours, he called me back, and he was like, "I see you shooting with a Canon R6." I say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a newish camera. It's like a Canon 5D, like." And he was like, "Yeah, it's okay. We use my camera." I'm like, "What you have?" And he was like a Red Raptor. And I'm
Right.
like, "Yeah, if you don't want, if you really want to use your camera, I mean."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was nice for me to have like a big professional camera on set, which is very funny because a lot of DPs say that it's not the camera, it's the lenses and the lighting, which is
Yeah.
because we had fantastic lighting, we had fantastic shots. But also the thing is, I give a lot of freedom to people like Bart, who did the lightning on set, did a fantastic job too with his with Loic and Bill. They put light. I told them like, look, I want a lot of contrast color lights, but I want also very low key. And what they did such a fantastic job putting the right lights everywhere that uh, the colors were great. Like in the of course we with the color correction we did some stuff, but we didn't have too much work to do
Yeah.
that. Uh,
Yeah.
and with Norman in the beginning, like he worked with me, he understand, and then later he gets me. He understand like when I want a shot, don't want like a close up. I want close ups are important, of course, but like um, I want more meaning than an image. It needs a story-based meaning. Like, and sometimes he understand. Like one time we want to do a shot that Eric, the actor, comes in the room, and the camera was normally the camera should be on other side, but we could not do it because of the bed and how the room was. And Norman was, what if we do this way? And Eric see the empty bed, so he see that the actress is not more in there in one shot. And see, and that's the thing I like. It's it's not to be fancy with the camera, but you give extra information of the story, and that was very important for me. And when I saw that, like, okay, Norman, you're right, let's do that, and we get a very well along. Everybody gets along on this set. There were little heats here and there, which is normal. Every set has that,
Yeah.
but we work very well. And also something I like to point out, I forgot always to say that, but we have a lot of Dutch angles
Yeah.
in the movie, and every time when there's a Dutch angle, and that was my idea. I don't want to brag, but it's a very important thing to say that I think. Um, when there's a Dutch angle, actually is the child communicating with the mother or with Eric, the
Right.
doctor. Is the child. So when that happened, is the child communicating? But we do it very subtle, and also when it's Dutch angle depends on the moment in the story in the scene. But let's say the weakest person is on the lower end of the angle.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very subtle. It's not like I don't think a lot of people will get it, but it's like some extra
Yeah.
subtle information, story based that we try to do.
Yeah. One thing I found interesting about it is the fact that initially, when I mean, you were saying about the comparisons to Rosemary's Baby, and initially, when I first started watching it, I thought that it was maybe demon or possession type thing or something like that. And then I thought maybe at one point that it might be more to do with like an alien impregnation or something like that. But it wasn't until the end where you actually kind of see the baby itself, that you kind of that as soon as I saw the baby itself in the mother's arms at the end, my brain went, ah, Lovecraft, of course. And then everything else kind of made sense and fitted into place. But what I liked was the fact that you didn't make it obvious that that's what it was straight away. So there was a certain amount of watching the film, trying to work out exactly what was going on whilst it was all happening, which I thought was really good. It was really very cleverly done.
Thank you.
Um, I would also say that I thought the woman playing the mother was incredibly good. Her acting was fantastic. I mean, some of that must have been very difficult for her to do.
Well, the thing is, Mina did a very, very good job. Both of them, Eric as Mina, and I think the chemistry, because they know each other before, but the chemistry, how they worked on each other, worked so well. And uh, like I will, true story, like my editor was not happy about this, but her close up during the birding scene, or operation scene,
Yeah.
depends which angle you want to see it. It was one take.
Oh wow.
It
Right.
was one take. The only problem with why my editor didn't like it, he preferred a second take, uh, because for the continuation with direction of the actor and other things that we did during the scene, it will be much easier to edit in the
Yeah, yeah,
end. But I was there. It was perfect. And I know normally directors shouldn't say first take great, but how can you beat this? Like I had that in my mind. How can she top this? This is it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
I won't do. I cannot do. I cannot ask more of her. Like she did so well. Mina, like she's a very good actor. I saw that because I met her on a movie set. She always plays small roles in on a movie set, and she has an Albanian name, like I do. Bekim is an Albanian name. I have an Albanian mother, and of course, Albanians when they meet, they want to become friends. uh, but so we talk, and and also at the same time, a friend of mine who need to do a promo clip
right.
uh, for for a party thing he did. So, and I told my friend, look, we need an actress that we follow during your party instead of filming stranger because they will be uncomfortable. And he was like, okay, yeah, right. And that's how I was thinking of Mina. And I asked her, hey, you want to do the party? Some party shots? Yeah, no problem. And when I talked with her and saw what she was doing, I was like, she's a good actress.
Yeah,
And then I talked with her, look, I have an idea of a movie, but back then we're not sure we're gonna make it. And then we did it in the end, and she did a very good job. The only thing that she didn't like was her makeup because it makes her look ugly.
yeah,
But I told her, like, tell me which woman looks good while she's giving birth. Like,
yeah. No, yeah, I get that.
but she did a very good job.
Oh,
Like,
she did. I thought she was incredible.
yeah.
Um, so the effects, the practical effects of the kind of the operation and all and after later on when she gets injured and things like that. We did you have a full like effects team for that, or was it just sort of like you and the actors working together?
Well, it was me.
All right. Okay.
I have a fun hobby, which is special effect artist. Sometimes I do that for movies, but not too much. It would be lovely they call me more, but the problem here in Belgium, we don't have too much science fiction or horror movies.
Right.
But still, I love to do it, even for the fun and for Halloween stuff, making special effects. But most of the effects I did myself. But I must admit that I know two lovely women who has a special effects company in Brussels.
Right.
They taught me a lot also. And I had the problem with the belly because I tried to make the belly myself.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I did at first. I tried to make the belly myself, but a problem when a woman gets pregnant is perfectly round, and try to make a round shape. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
There's always it's not going well. So then I tried to take a mole cast of a girl I know. She was like 9 months pregnant, something like that, or 8 and a half. She was close to due date. And it didn't work well, the cast, because I think she was shy, so I let her husband also to put the things on.
Mm.
It didn't match. It was, or she was too small compared to my actress. There was something. It didn't go right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to them and said, "Look, I tried to do a pregnant belly," and then they said, "Oh, come in our workshop," because they had already a mold of a pregnant.
All right.
So we pour in there, and it was perfect for the actress. And they lent me also two other bellies they already had because I need a hollow one to do the effect of the moving of the belly.
Yeah.
But they lent me also two others that the actress can wear for the scenes, which was very lovely of them to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I need to shout out to they call Bloody Mary in Brussels. Florence and Anna, they did a very good job with that.
Yeah, no, the effects are
Mm.
really good. And the baby at the end, that I'm not going to give too much away because I don't want to, give too many spoilers. Was that a kind of I'm trying to ask you how you did it without explaining what it is.
Well, you said Lovecraft, so people will know tentacles.
Yeah, yeah,
What I did, those are silicon based. The skin is silicon based. I did a little mistake because first I did in latex as a test and it worked well. And then I did with silicone and didn't work so well. They went too much like this. Normally I want to curl them. And it should work, but I see later I make it too fat. I need to make less. That's something I learned. See, by doing this, you learn. Next time I will do it better.
yeah.
But um, the so one tentacle has several springs
Right,
levels and one big rod in the middle to keep everything intact, and four springs each level, and bicycle cables. So when I pull with the springs, it goes one side, and when I release, it goes back.
right, right.
That's how we worked. So
Well,
when the scene when she's like the last scene, we were with five people on the ground, not to be in the middle of the night, trying to pull the strings of every. I was there too, I was there too, and the problem I have to look after the a replay because I cannot see how it
yeah,
looks like on camera. We have to guess a little bit. It was quite funny to do that. And Mina, poor her, because we're in May, Belgium, and at night it's still cold. So she was there with her, sorry, with her costume, which is quite thin already, and half naked
yeah.
outside. It was very cold for her. So yeah,
You have to suffer for your art, I suppose.
well, yeah, we have to. Everybody have to. Like that's why I have many gray hairs for the moment.
Right. So, L'Enfant or the Child is it that's still on like festival circuit at the moment.
Yeah,
Once it's finished its festival run, are you planning on putting that out on YouTube channel, or are you going to be looking for trying to see if you can get it on a streaming platform?
of course. The thing is, my brother is producer with me together, so we talk about that a lot. And it's still a short film. We know we won't get any money with that. Like we
No.
know a short film is actually betting. That's pure casino. But we went to a lot of festivals with it, and which was very great. I to have all those festivals, and we'll see. Maybe we can try to put in on a Belgium television moment, like for one night during Halloween. Maybe we're gonna try that. It's not
Yeah.
sure. But if we're gonna put on a streaming platform, it's very weird to see a short film on a streaming platform. It does exist. It does exist. Like David Lynch put some of them. I know Neil Brockman too. Some of his shorts are on Netflix. So we can ask, but we need to see. But if we're gonna put on YouTube, um, like there's I won't say the name because it's not sure, but like there's a festival we've been to and they want to put on their channel,
Okay.
YouTube channel, which is great because there will be more views than
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'm not famous. But the thing is, we won't say no to that. But
Well,
the thing is, we are still thinking about what to do after with the movie itself. because like for the moment this week, yesterday, no, 2 days ago, it so before yesterday, it was in Cambodia, been shown in Cambodia,
Okay.
and now we don't have any festival. I'm waiting for answers, but we are selected in the Red Movie Awards. That's going to be show end of May. So for the moment, that is our last festival for the
Right.
moment. But it's also 1 year festival circuit that we have been to. I don't think I can do a second year with a short. I think people won't be interested in that. So yeah.
Fair enough. So, looking to the future, have you got any projects that you're working on at the moment, or is there anything that you plan to be working on in the next sort of year or so?
Well, next year is a little bit difficult. Making a short movie costs money. But what can I say? So I'm writing two features.
Okay.
One of them is I say a real feature, like something I want to work with a production company, and hopefully they will accept. That's why with the success of the show, success is a big word, but we had some prizes, we got some nominations, we got selections, so we can prove to a production company, hey, maybe you can interested in making our feature film,
Yeah.
and I would love to make it. I'm busy with my brother. I'm writing, but my brother is thinking too how we can handle that. The other one I'm writing is like a found footage feature film, and that is to make it very cheap and maybe with our own money again. But it's not for the coming year. But there's a but, and that's something I'm not sure, like not sure at all. But I have a very big family. Uh, they are like rabbits, like there's a lot of kids. And there are three kids, which I won't say their name, they're my cousins. They made their own short horror film when I came back from the States.
Okay.
Yeah, and they showed it to me. It was so cute, lovely. It was very cheaply made and all, but I'm so proud of them of doing that. Like I'm proud of them doing it. But they really want to make a little bit more professional. So I'm really thinking of to do something very cheaply, not like l'enfant, or the child, but something with them and see what we can do. I have ideas, but I don't have a screenplay. I have nothing yet. We'll see if I won't even promise that, but isn't something that's cooking here. Let's say that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because also for them, to do something with them, they're lovely family members. I saw the excitement when they show me their shorts. Uh, it was what, 2 minutes, something like that. It was very cute. Like, how can you not be proud of that? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
so yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hope that you can get everything working for the feature films and that sort of thing. But you got no plans to make any more short films at the moment.
Well, the thing is, I had some plans. I have a lot of shorts written. One of them I really want to make after L'Enfant. It's called The Wall, movie about a wall. I won't get into spoils. The problem in Screamfest, we saw a movie, a very great movie, feature movie there, and he had some similarities with that short.
Right.
And the problem, like that feature film, is made by a French guy who shot in Belgium, and they did special effects on it. The day when I came for the belly, those special effects lady work on that. So technically, there's a link. So I won't
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, I won't do that one. But I have
Oh,
some others. But in the end, my main actor, Eric Godon, say it's now to make a feature. You have to write a feature and present it. The child is going well, so go with a feature now.
right. Yeah.
Because it like I understand him. If I make now a short and doesn't work out, like people will be less convinced for making a feature. So
Yeah.
I
No, I
understand.
get that. I get that.
Yeah, I understand him for that too.
Well, I hope it goes well with the
Thank you.
features, and I look forward to seeing more from you at some point in the future.
I hope to make
Um,
more.
uh, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was a very good film. As I say, the atmosphere was really good all the way through. The acting was really good. The effects were great, and it was a really interesting film to watch.
Thank you.
Um, Thank you very much for coming on and doing the interview.
Thank you.
Uh, as always, I will put up links to social media and things like that so that people can go and check you out and check out your stuff for themselves. Um, yeah, thank you very much for everyone for watching, and we'll be back again sometime soon. But thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Bye.
And thank you for having me here.
It's no problem at all.
Mhm. See you.
Bye. The Sci-Horror Film Podcast.